Okay. So the movie sequence that I chose was for A Single Man. And in the beginning of the sequence, this starts with the main character, George, in the bathroom sitting on the toilet. And the camera comes in to the shot of him, and it looks like we're invading his privacy, like we're creeping on him. And this scene is in the sequence. It looks honestly, it looks very peaceful and serene, like he's just living his life. Um, and the color scheme of the shot is really bland. There's just white everywhere, from towels to the windows and his shirt. And I think that it represents the blandness in his life, because his boyfriend, can't remember his name, but his boyfriend died like 8 months before the movie started, and he's been depressed. And I think that moment in the shot in the sequence represents that. Um, and as the sequence goes on, he hears his neighbors, or his neighbors' kids, and he hears a loud thumping from the neighbor's daughter. And throughout this moment in the sequence, you can only hear the score of the movie, or like the movie soundtrack, and background noises such as the metal detector, or the thumping of the hammer. And the camera focuses on the neighbor's kids playing in the yard and digging up dirt to find treasure. And as the scene goes on, you can see the mother and father outside the house arguing. And even though it appears they're fighting, you can still see that they still care about each other, love each other, all that stuff. And you catch little glimpses of George staring at his neighbors for like a long time, like he's just staring. And I think that George does this because it shows a sense of normalcy in a regular, like, life. Like, if you're living the American dream, you have the human and not the human, the husband and wife, and your kids, and your kids are playing outside, just messing with everything, and your mom and dad are you know being together. And I think that um, George longs for that, because George is, well, he was in a relationship with another man, and homosexuality was not accepted back in the 60s. And George and his boyfriend had to hide the relationship and sort of live their lives in secret. So I think that him staring longingly at them, and I think that he's wishing for, or or not a normal life, but I guess like a what used to be normal for him. And I think the funniest part of the movie was him like getting up and with his pants down, like, and walking towards the phone. I think that was really funny. Um, but I think the next part of the sequence was when he gets caught. Also when he gets caught staring. I think that's pretty funny. He's on the toilet. But the next sequence is we see Charlie, his best friend, who's a girl. Charlie is short for Charlotte, I think. And in this shot, you definitely see more color where she in her shot. And and you can notice the camera, like, when George is in the shot, it stays in the same position where it's in front of him, basically on the phone. And then when Charlotte's talking on the phone, it's either at the end of the bed, or it's on the side of the bed where the phone is at. And I thought that was interesting to note that I noticed that I don't know what it means. I guess it's just, I mean, I don't know, but I thought that was pretty interesting, and I just noticed that when I looked at the sequence over and over again. And I think that this moment represents sort of Charlie's old life and how he used to be, because him and Charlotte sort of have a past. I think in the movie they used to be in a relationship where they slept together a couple times or something like that. I don't know, but I think that represents his whole life pretty well because they have excellent chemistry. I mean, they were not even like really together, but they were in the shop together, and they had nicknames for each other. She would call him old man. He would call her little. Well, I don't know what he called her. Can't remember. But yeah, little nicknames, and he obviously knew it was her on the phone because he knows that um she's the only person that calls before 8, and Charlie's very lively. She's a very lively person, and George is going through this rough time still after 8 months, and I think that it's pretty interesting. I think the room scheme represents her personality pretty well. It's very lively. You know, she's smoking. There's like a martini shaker on the table. And you know she's the polar opposite of George right now, and I think that it like their friendship is very strong, and you see that. So that's pretty much my analysis of the sequence, and because that's it.